In the wake of the mounting tensions between the pro-Palestinian protesters and Israeli football fans, Amsterdam is now a focal point of civic unrest and international scrutiny. And the sequence of events, which began with violence stemming from a football match between Ajax and the Israeli club Maccabi Tel Aviv, has set the stage for further clashes and the imposition of emergency measures in the city. It's also set the stage for further anti-Semitic protests and actions in Berlin and threats for further actions in Paris. The protest ban, initiated by the mayor Femke Halsema after these confrontations, was an attempt to prevent further violence, but drew criticism in itself for its perceived restriction on freedom of assembly. Nevertheless, defiance of this ban has continued, and on Wednesday, police in riot gear detained 281 protesters rallying in central Amsterdam, forcibly dispersing the crowd, which led to accusations of excessive police violence. Video evidence circulating on social media depicted officers using batons and harsh tactics, and this prompted Halsema to announce a high-priority investigation into assessing whether police conducted themselves correctly with following the official protocols. Here's a few clips from the protests. The violence during and after the football match was described by the mayor as a toxic cocktail of anti-Semitism, football hooliganism and anger over conflicts in the Middle East. I think she's probably got that right. What I find so extraordinary in YouTube is the tribalism, which accepts either the anti-Semitism or the hooliganism, but not both. Both are on record. All you have to do, by the way, if you don't believe me, is go and look through Jones's stuff. I can't remember. Owen Jones's footage, and then look through Maya Tus's footage. Put the two together, and you've got a pretty good summary. There are other people who have taken each side, but almost nobody has looked at the whole lot. I've tried to. And my goodness, have I been pilloried in the comment section. The incident involving the Maccabi fans attacking a taxi, it seems, burning a Palestinian flag, pulling down Palestinian flags, chanting obscenities and racist abuse, followed by retaliatory chases from groups on scooters. But those groups on scooters were not just chasing the fans; they were chasing down Jews, and that is what is so specific and so heinous. That is the stuff of pogrom and of anti-Semitism, culminating in injuries and hospital discharges. This cycle of provocation and the fact that it then exploded beyond the immediate confine of Amsterdam, particularly given Amsterdam's historical and demographic context, a Jewish population deeply reduced because of the Holocaust, and a significant Muslim community from North Africa with Middle Eastern roots. While the authorities detained over 60 individuals in connection with the clashes, with 4 remaining in custody, they are prepared to relax the protest ban by Thursday, that's by today, albeit under strict security measures, allowing expanded stop and search powers citywide. The broader implications reflect a landscape of heightened ethnic and political sensitivities, with Mayor Halsema facing questions over the balance between maintaining public order and upholding democratic rights in a city historically known for its liberalism, for its liberal stance. International condemnation of anti-Semitism in the middle of these protests has been paralleled by pro-Palestinian voices emphasizing their opposition to what they perceive as Israeli aggression in Gaza, and both voices are legitimate. As Amsterdam reopens to demonstrations, therefore, the city must grapple with this fine line, preserving public safety while accommodating the voices of this diverse and indigenous population. There is a Palestinian population in Amsterdam, there is a Jewish population in Amsterdam. And the mayor needs to protect both populations, and also to allow people to voice their concerns. But the degeneration into hooliganism and anti-Semitism is unacceptable. I think, frankly, I will repeat it, I think that Netanyahu's siege of Gaza really means that international events like football and the Eurovision Song Contest should be off limits. If we can stop Russian footballers playing because Putin invaded Ukraine, we should be doing the same thing to Israel. It simply is not safe for their teams, nor should it be seen as some sort of reward. In both cases, Russia and the Israeli government have overstepped the bounds of any sort of civilized response. Russia attacked a neighbor. I think it's very interesting talking to people who have been at the front line in Ukraine, who have been in Kursk, that a lot of the accustomed gunfights have stopped. Now Russia is using fiber optic controlled drones, which actually Ukraine hasn't yet managed to reproduce. But these are extraordinarily successful machines of death. And it sort of builds on the drone warfare, which was first identified by Kalen Robertson in Kherson. And this is the modern face of warfare. It's like something out of a science fiction movie. So you don't hear the threat. It comes from above, and it comes silently with a little whir. And it is pernicious and deadly. There's also apparently sleeper cells in the area in Kursk, and young men who are not in Ukrainian uniform are sort of coming out of the woodwork to attack, with the huge number, the 50,000 North Koreans and Russians who have been sent to take back the Kursk region from Ukraine before Trump takes is inaugurated. Russia is experiencing high casualties, and I don't know whether this push will be successful on Putin's part. But we wait to see. This new weaponized drone technology is very impressive indeed, and is an entirely new phase in the battle. And of course, so many of the Ukrainian soldiers have had to buy their own gear to fund themselves. They get paid a small stipend each month, but they are very much dependent on people who are giving them anti-drone backpacks and who are helping with the drones that Ukraine is now producing. And Ukraine is producing very efficient and very technically advanced drones, but the Russians have the edge at the moment with this fiber optic drone system, which is able to use much bigger drones. I mean, if they want to bash in a wall, they will use a missile, but the drones are extraordinarily effective. And incidentally, that sort of drone warfare is being used routinely in Israel as well. In Israel, I think it's even more pernicious. The missiles are being sent into the Hezbollah encampments, and then drones are going in and taking out anybody who's left alive, which includes, so I'm told, children. This is the stuff of Terminator, and this and this is an horrific form of warfare. And Russia and Israel are the two nations developing it, but Ukraine is catching up, and Ukraine is inspired and learns quickly, and will counter this if there is time.